Hey, this is Bristotronica 2025. We are here at the Emute Lab booth with Chris.
Hi.
So I heard you have something new that is releasing in 2 weeks.
That's it, exactly right. This is a new multi-oscillator, stereo multi-oscillator module called Myriad, and it's coming out on October the 14th. The idea behind Myriad is to make big moving sounds, so kind of thick sounds with lots of modulation.
A pretty interesting interface right here.
Yeah, so we're using this screen. And the screen at the moment is showing a visualization of the relative speed of 9 oscillators. And so if we turn this up, you can kind of hear the basic sounds. If we can have a spread control to detune these oscillators from each other, kind of locally. We can also detune them over octaves like this. We also have a parameter we call it epsilon, because it does different stuff for different models. So if we turn this up, this is a saw model, and it affects the pulse width. And then once we expand this, we detune. Pulse width comes as quite big sounds.
Whoa.
This module is using something that's a bit novel called bit wave synthesis, and so it's an analog digital hybrid module. And the idea is, instead of kind of conventional digital synthesis, we're using these very high frequency oscillators which create bit streams, and these bits, they're kind of streams of dense binary pulses, and they get flung into analog filters and rendered into voltages. And so these oscillators run about 2 megahertz, and so you get this kind of combination of digital control with analog warmth with this new method. And so aside from this, we have a bunch of different oscillator models. So there's 12 different models, and you can mix them up. There's 3 banks of 3 models. You can create, there's about 1,700 combinations with all these models over these 3 banks. We've also, because this is about big moving sounds, we've been making the most of the screen to make these kind of dynamical systems, algorithmic metamodulation systems we call them. So if I tap this button here, I go into metamodulation mode, and I can flick through a bunch of different ways to add extra movement to the sound. So this is an artificial life simulation of voids, and so the speed of each one of these voids is affecting the pitch of my oscillator at the moment.
But what decides how this swarm, like?
So this is an algorithm invented by someone called Craig Reynolds from, I think it's the 70s, possibly the 80s. And actually it gets used in a lot of computer graphics, computer games, movies, where they're trying to simulate crowds or flocking of animals. And so this one is the butterfly attractor that a few people might have heard of, and it's really nice for doing kind of slowly evolving modulation. Because it's a chaotic attractor, it doesn't completely precisely repeat each other, it repeats itself as it goes around, so you get this kind of constantly evolving.
But I guess we are now, for the purpose of the demo, hearing drony sounds, but
yeah,
you can probably sequence that thing as well.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's got 1 volt per octave, pitch, all these pink knobs here have CV control. It's also got a built-in VCO,
yeah,
and so you can envelope the sounds as well. So we've got a bunch of different, so this is a kind of sine wave metamodulator, another dynamical system. This one's fun, it's a neural network. I think it might be one of the first, well, I'm not quite sure, but one of the very few Eurorack modules with a neural network in. And the idea behind the neural network is it does this kind of really crazy non-linear modulation, so it responds to all these controls here,
yeah,
and does stuff that you just might not expect to happen.
How do you assign those metamodulations then?
So you choose one of these. You can change the speed at which it runs, and then the depth of modulation, and then you can target the modulation either at the frequency, or if you click this, it'll target it at this parameter, or both. So you can toggle through these 3 different targets.
Do you have means of saving some settings. Or?
Yeah, that's right. So if I'm back here, I can save the state of the module. So what models I've chosen, what meta modulated, and so next time you start it up, it comes back into the same place. We've also got pretty flexible tuning here, and it's also got a quantizer on it, which will do microtonal quantization. So you can choose between 1 and 39 notes per octave.
Can we switch to the sequence one on the other rig?
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's not actually plugged in the mixer at the moment.
No issue. So I think people will be able to find out for themselves. You probably have some other demos online, so...
Yeah, so we're going to be releasing a bunch of demo materials on October the 14th, which will include this kind of sequence sound and lots of the different features.
So shipping in 2 weeks?
That's right.
Pre-orders running?
Yep, so it's available through Signal Sounds and kits through Thonk as well.
Okay. Nice one. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you.
And have a next Bristotronica.
You too.
Cheers.